Okay, just started. Okay, so let's go ahead and click into the ad group then as well.
Okay.
The setups are like quite good for just kind of, doing it yourself. So
Thanks. Yeah, I had previous like a little bit of experience with just messing around with ads on my own. So, I guess I got the basics down for the most part.
Yeah, oh, that's so good. And honestly, like I think that probably is like the difference between the people that are like average at ads and people that are really good is that you've run your own ads. So that's really good that you have that under your belt. Okay, so let's just remove all the filters here. It looks like we have a keyword filter. So if you can view all and then
view all. Oh, okay.
Yep, so you can start to remove all of these ones. So we can see everything that's in the account.
Okay, was that all of them, I think?
Okay, cool. So, so they're all broad match. So that's all right for now. Let's go ahead and chat through some of these keywords. So I am quite surprised that this isn't displaying. So if you could just hover over the eligible mark, and then it should tell you if it's showing, if the keyword is eligible to run. And let's just see what it's telling us here, because these are like so broad. I'm surprised.
This ad isn't showing now.
Okay, doesn't match that. Okay, so this is a bit of a glitch that's happening with Google. So when you use zip code targeting, that sometimes you'll get this error message, but it's a bit of a glitch. So don't worry so much about that right now.
Okay.
A lot of people have been seeing the same error.
Okay.
So let's chat through just the first like 4 keywords here. So let's talk through free, basketball. Okay. Free. Local, sport, girls, and free. Okay.
Okay.
So when someone types in, if someone, brings up the Google search and they type in, girls, for example, what do you think they're looking for?
So I think my thought was like any type of maybe an activity for girls or I don't know, gifts for girls. I think as I realized the ads are going to be running based on the keywords, I kind of was just like, okay, let's add like things that are outside, a little bit outside of what we had. Cause I think I had like 4, I had basketball, I had the school, the exercise, health. And then I was like, people are going to be looking for different things. I have like presents somewhere on here because I was trying to kind of like think about what people might be searching for in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my thought process behind some of the random words.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So, and it is less important with your ad grant, right? Because it's not your money. So it's not like you blow through a bunch of, money for people searching for girls. But I guess like I like to teach best practice of like what you should do and how like an account should be set up. So I would just say that like, like put this to the test. If you're not sure, like if you think of a keyword, local, sport, girls free, let's just talk about those. Then, go to Google, type in local and see what comes up. Is that something that, aligns with what you're looking for?
Okay, so it looks like it's bringing up like some restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, some local Chicago things near us, food. Mostly food.
Absolutely. Now let's just stay here and let's type in girls as well and see what comes up.
Okay, we got a TV show, some YouTube videos, and news. It looks like it's mostly just about some news and some TV.
Yeah, TV show. Okay. And then what was the other one? Let's maybe just do basketball as well over here.
Yeah, we can do basketball. Okay, got some basketballs, some games, and sports news. Yeah, it looks like the main things here.
Yeah. So I guess now that we just did like a manual test of those 3 keywords, do you think you still want to target those keywords?
No.
No. Yes. Good answer. So I guess just like in basketball, if you just saw there was like news, right? There was the highlights from the basketball games.
Yeah.
People looking to buy basketballs, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody is looking for basketball highlights, looking for basketball news, looking to buy a basketball, that's not your target, right? You don't, those people are irrelevant to your ads. And in fact, if you ran an ad, basketball would be way too, you're not even going to show up. I'll let you know that straight away. But let's say that our ad showed up for basketball and we drive to a website that's talking about like a basketball camp, you know, is this for youth?
Yeah, for middle schoolers.
Yeah, you might have like a middle-aged man looking up the basketball stats, or you might have, you know, somebody looking to buy a basketball for, you know, whatever the purpose. So you're just going to get a lot of irrelevant traffic, right? So our goal as search marketers is to try to get more specific with our keywords so that every single person that clicks on that ad is relevant. Okay, so let's take basketball, for example. What can we add to that rather to make that more relevant for what we have?
Maybe like basketball camp or youth basketball camp. I don't know how long.
Very, very good.
They can be, but yeah, something.
The longer, the better. Yeah.
Okay.
So youth basketball camp, that's really good. Basketball camp is even good. And what I like to do is, like, in your Google search, you can just type in, you know, basketball camp, for example, and then you get all of these recommendations and suggestions. Oh, if you want to go back up in the top, and just click into the Google search next to camp.
Oh, here?
Yep. And then you can see all of those suggestions as well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. So then you get all of these kind of, you can, you know, even go further down.
Yeah.
There is a tool that you can use. It's called Keywords Everywhere that will give you all of this as well.
Okay.
I can send you the link for that. And I'll go ahead and share my screen really quick and just kind of show you what this looks like. Okay. So this is just like a really quick way to get all of those manual search results. So I'll just share my screen. And then I just did basketball camp. Keywords Everywhere is an extension you can add in here. Of course, I have Australia, but I can switch it to the US and give it a bit of a refresh here. And then as long as that extension is on, I have basketball camp, or even, you know, let's just keep it like that for now. And then you can scroll down and this will give you all of the related keywords.
Oh, okay.
Which is really, really cool. And then long tail, which is those ones that are, you know, 3 to 6 words. These are the really good ones, right? So if you are using basketball camps near me, you can also use, like, you know, YMCA as a negative, because people are also typing in that, or, you know, whatever, you know, Michael Jordan as a negative, Nike as a negative. So it kind of gives you an idea of what people who are searching for basketball camp are also searching for, right?
Yeah.
So this gives you like a whole boatload of really good keywords.
And when you say negative, what does that mean? They're excluding that when someone searches that?
Yes.
Those keywords?
Yes. So I'm going to let you share again, and I'll show you how we add negatives.
Okay.
It's just a really good skill to have. Okay, so go back into your Google ads, and let's just say YMCA. So we want to add that as a negative because that's a competitor, and we don't want, you know, when someone types in YMCA basketball camp, we don't want to show up for that because we're looking for the YMCA basketball camp.
Okay, so I just go to the negatives.
Go into, not here. I'll show you a trick. Let's go into tools and settings at the top, that wrench icon in the top navigation.
Oh, here.
Yep. Okay. And then we can go to negative keyword lists under the shared library.
Shared library. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so now blue plus button to add a new one. Okay. And then go ahead and name this, you know, whatever negative keyword list in the list.
Oh.
Yep.
Just put basketball.
Yep. And then, so now we need to add YMCA. I would add it as phrase match negative. So do the quotes.
Okay.
Quote sign, yep, and then YMCA, and then another quote.
Okay.
And then hit save.
Okay.
So now this adds YMCA to 0 campaigns right now. So go back and click into it, and we'll attach it to that campaign that we've created.
Okay.
Apply to campaigns.
Apply.
Very good.
Okay.
There you go. So now
Okay.
that YMCA is blanketed over that campaign, right? You can add it where you were bit by bit, but this is a more bird's eye view and it allows
Okay.
you, it's a bit more clean than doing it to each campaign.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. So anytime you see any keyword that's irrelevant come up in the account, just pop it into the negative keyword list, just so that you get any irrelevant queries. Okay. So now let's go back to the keywords again and just have a look. Okay. So good. So we chatted through the keywords a bit in terms of, ones that would be better than, basketball. We talked about basketball camp, youth basketball camp, things like that. So that's a really good starting point. One thing that I would recommend is doing a bit more keyword research with this and try to get, a bit deeper, right? So instead of just Chicago, Chicago, I might be like visiting Chicago. I'm looking for like Chicago events or something like that. So we need to go a bit deeper. So I'll show you, I'm just trying to think the best way. Okay, so go ahead and go to tools and settings again. So I'll show you how to do keyword research in a very, very quick explanation. So go to the very left and go keyword planner.
Okay.
And then we're just going to do basketball camps. So discover new keywords. And then go ahead and type in basketball camps. Okay.
Enter.
Yep, get results. Okay, so if we scroll down here. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to show you, so with your ad grant account, so it's necessary to just explain quickly. So your ad grant can't compete against other paid advertisers, okay?
Okay.
So if someone anywhere in the world is bidding on, summer basketball camp in Chicago, your ad grant is not going to show up, okay? So the goal of the ad grant is to find keywords that have little to no competition, but still have high average monthly searches, okay? These are kind of like the gold nugget of what we try to find. So if you, bid on something that has high competition, your ad's never gonna show, right? So we have to look for low. So just at the keyword planner level, what you can do is add a filter above, and then that way there you go. And then you can type in competition or click on competition there yet. And then we only want low or medium. Okay, so this just means that there's little to no competition on the keywords. And then once it comes up, just click on the average monthly searches column heading to sort that. Perfect. So now if you want to expand out the keyword column a bit, you can just click and drag so we can see the entire keyword. Yeah, very good. Okay, so now just looking at these top 5, can you tell me, like, let's just say 5 really good examples that you could add to the account now?
So top 5. So is what I'm looking at, these are the phrases that get this many average searches per month?
A lot, right?
Yeah.
And how much competition?
Low. So low competition. So that means this is something I should include still because the competition is low.
300%. That is going to be your bomb keyword right there. Because look at all that search traffic, and that means no one else is really bidding on that basketball camp for me. That's going to be a good one for you.
Okay. What happens? Oh, if I click this box, does that mean it's going to add it to my campaign?
So what this will do is you can add it in there, but what I would recommend is what you'll do is you can like export all of these, right? So you can just go ahead and X out this refine keywords right panel that's coming up. It's just a bit.
Okay.
Yep. And then there should be an export. So I can't see it because the Zoom thing is in the way, but do you see that at the very top right above refine keywords, there's a download? Yes.
Download button.
Yeah. So you can download all of those keywords, have a look
Okay.
through them, and
Okay.
then determine which ones you're going to add in kind of quickly. I wouldn't go manually one by one and add them
Right.
in. And then, yeah, you can add them into whatever campaign you'd like.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, do you kind of understand what we're doing here?
Yeah, I understand. I think I just have one question. So, although these phrases, keyword phrases are low, it looks like they're still, does it mean they're still being bid on as well?
That's a good question. So I would say no, not necessarily. I wouldn't, and like honestly, as like a search marketer, I rarely go off of that bid range because I know it's so wildly off. But I would say don't worry about that bid range because especially at first, right, we can only bid $2 with the max clicks.
Yeah.
But once we get past, 2 weeks into the campaign, then we flip it over to maximize conversions. And like I've seen an ad grant bid over $10 for one keyword. So it's like the price doesn't necessarily matter. Just make sure that it has low competition. That's the only thing that I tell people. So in terms of here, like realistically, you could add all of these keywords if you wanted. I mean, go through them. Obviously, you don't want to add anything like NBA or any competitor names. Stay away from competitors. But you could realistically, if you wanted to add them all, you could. Okay. So that's kind of what I would do first. I would do a little bit of a rebuilding just to kind of make things a little bit bigger of a blanket approach.
For sure. Yeah.
And then let's talk about, so with your Google ad grant, so there's about 3 keys to success or 3 pillars. So one is really good keyword research. So we kind of chatted through this a little bit today. And then the second is being able to measure success of the ad grant. So are you using Google Analytics?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have those set up or connected.
Okay, so how do you have any conversions in the account right now that you're using?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember or know.
So go to tools and settings really quick and let's just check measurement conversions. So with the ad grant, it's required to use conversions in your account. So if they're not set up, we will definitely need to get those set up. Okay, so they're not. All right, so what conversions are is so these are events that happen on your website. So when someone, I'm just opening your website here, when someone clicks to sign up for the Southside Basketball League or someone wants to sign up for the academic programming, those people would be conversions, right? Because it's a goal that we have set up on site that we want people to do. Okay, so just looking further down, when someone clicks, when someone donates, that would be a good conversion. When someone joins the newsletter, that's another conversion. And then I'm not sure if you have like a click to call your phone number, but that would be another conversion as well. So it's like, it's telling, so the click to email, that's another good conversion on site. So what we really need to do is set up conversions. So how do you do this? So we need to add Google Analytics to the site if it's not already. Okay, and then, so do you have a Google Analytics account attached to the site yet? Do you know?
I thought we did because that was part of, I think that was part of the requirement for getting accepted. So I do remember down, they had whatever HTML code and we did put it into our website code, but I'm not sure if that's what is a conversion, like, or if that's what it was.
Yeah, so that so that's good. And I thought it was a requirement. Okay, so what you'll need to do is likely access your analytics account. So that is analytics.google.com. So if you, maybe try to type it in and it might. it might come up. I will laugh if it comes straight up. Oh my gosh. It is. This happens all the time. People just don't even forget they have it. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so it's just asking you,
Okay,
so this must be the first time you've signed in.
got it. Okay.
Okay, great. So just like click out of that. It's like trying to give you a tour.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so now, okay, so this is your default. Okay, yeah, so you've got Google Analytics on the site, which is good to know.
Okay.
So now what you really just have to do is set up goals, which are, so if you go to the admin panel in the bottom left,
Okay.
and then goals in the third to the right column.
Right here.
Yep. Then you'll need to set up those actual goals on site. So it looks like you have one destination
Okay.
page goal. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It looks like it's.
I'm not either.
Okay. Okay, so that. All right, so basically what you have to do is set up a few different goals on site, right? We chatted through a few, like 5 of them. So you'll just need to get those set up here in Google Analytics.
Okay.
And once those are set up, then you can import them into Google AdWords, into the AdWords account. And then what happens is that maximize conversions bid strategy that we use. So that feeds off of these events that you feed into it, right? So once it gets some event data, so once it gets, let's say 2 signups or something like that, then it can start looking for more people that are likely to sign up. So that's kind of the power of maximize conversions bid strategy.
Right.
And it's really great. So instead of right now where we're just maximizing clicks, just anyone who clicked to the site, that maximizes conversion. So people that are actively converting on site, which is your target market.
Right.
So that's when it starts to become quite powerful, which is quite exciting. So
yeah,
in terms of setting up goals, so that can be done again just in Google Ads here, or you can use Google Tag Manager, which is another platform that will help you set up goals. So in terms of, I just wanted to mention, so that's the goal, the measuring success bar. And then the third pillar is really your website and it being optimized for people that are going to site.
Yeah.
So first thing to mention, Google always indexes mobile first. Okay. So it's always going to crawl your site mobile first. So that basically just means that have a look at your site on mobile and make sure that it's showing up correctly and that, it's responsive and then it loads quick. That's going to be really important. But secondly, with your ad grant, so I see a lot of ad grants performing well when they're driving to content pages on site. So a content page is either an article or a blog, right? So because right now, I think you just have your landing page, so to speak.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is trying to put in the calendar, and you can even get a volunteer to help do this because that's what I see a lot of small and not-for-profits do. But really start trying to chip away at content on your site. So that will probably look like a blog on your site, but just really writing some good content pages based off the keyword research that you're about to do, right? So a really good blog that I can think of right now would be, basketball camps near me. So you write, an article, let's say 1,500 words, 1,500 to 2,000 words on basketball camps near me. How you guys have the best basketball camp in Chicago. Here's why, here's what the basketball camp is, the who, what, why, just on the blog. And then what you can do is drive all of those keywords like basketball camps near me, basketball camps to that page. And that will be ranked higher with Google because Google can find those exact keywords.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Page. Yeah. So that, and then when someone gets to that page and, they're reading about basketball camps, they're like, okay, sounds great. Then that's where at the end, you'll have your call to action. So sign up for the basketball camp, or donate now wouldn't really be as relevant to that. I would just have like the sign up straight there.
Yeah.
And that is the strategy that I help all my clients roll out. So it's getting frequent content pages uploaded to site based on your keyword research, and then creating new campaigns or directing old keywords to that new page.
Yeah.
And then going from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. So, right. So like right now, if someone were to click on the ad, it would bring them to this MailChimp site. The one I sent this one, right? It's like landing page site. But instead of it being this, it would be that blog.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's good to know, like when anybody types in, like when I type in basketball camps, or when I type in, basketball camp near me, whatever the keyword might be, I'm expecting to see that keyword on the landing page. Okay. So like when, let's say, basketball league, let's say for this page, we have basketball league or whatnot. Someone clicks on the page, they're like, okay, basketball league. They're more likely to convert because they can recognize the keyword straight on the page.
What they search for, right?
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a bit like if we had like, basketball camp near me, let's say, and someone clicked on this page, they might just be a bit confused, mostly because to me, like, I need a bit of information on the basketball camp on this is what I would say my recommendation would be. So our first thing we'll talk about is volunteering. So I guess what if like I'm keen to sign up like my son or my daughter for the basketball camp? I think we're kind of just missing like the who, what, why.
Right. Some details. Yeah.
So I would just add a bit more like bulky content on like what the basketball camp is, how to join, safety precautions that are put in place, just all of those sort of details. And then, just move everything else that you have on this page down. So the volunteer with us, move that down. And then the other program offerings, you can move that down as well.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make it really clear that this landing page has one goal.
Right.
And then the forms, I would highly, highly recommend that you put these forms on site as well versus a Google form. So when someone clicks out to register on this Google form, we can't track them because it looks like they've left the site.
Right.
So it's always recommended that you just put the form directly on the site.
Okay.
And that should be, I'm sure MailChimp has capabilities of doing that. Like on your main site as well, you have a subscribe form. So that would be that would be similar to that. In fact, I think you have a contact. Yeah, you have a contact form as well. So just similar to that. That way they're staying on site. You never really want them to leave site as well. I know I'm throwing like so many things at you as well.
No, it's helpful. And I feel like it is giving me the information that I was missing, because like I understood to a certain point, but I knew there was like different things that I could be doing. I just didn't know what they were. So it's definitely really helpful.
Yeah. Okay, good. Absolutely. And that's why I record it as well. So like you can go back and
I'm definitely going to need to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I guess just to like pull it back a bit, I know we went like straight into strategy and that and so forth, but I would just say like I would just focus on getting those conversions set up. So that's going to be number one. And in fact, Google Grant will get a bit testy with you as well. Like they might reach out to you and say that you need to set them up because it's a requirement. Okay. So I would focus on conversions first. So setting those up. And then next, I would focus on a bit of keyword research, right? So like don't spend too much time on it. The conversions will probably take you a handful of hours. Keyword research, maybe spend like 1 hour at the most, 2 hours. And then I want you to really focus on that content. Okay. So if you hate writing, don't prefer writing content, like have other people in the organization. Like I've seen people like, start competitions, like whoever can like write the best blog, like everybody submit a blog about, random topic or whatever. You can say, here's a list of 10 topics. I want you guys to help me write some content on this, like put it on other people as well. Like it's not all you. And then that way, like you have loads of content, you can quickly upload pages on site, and it's like you're just building up the authority in your site a bit, which is good. And then like that's all going to help with SEO as well. So it's like you're kind of building this bit of empire of a website.
Okay.
Yes. And then also, so your MailChimp site, so what are you using on your other website right now? Is it WordPress?
No, the other website, we like built it from scratch. So like it's like we used GitHub and Heroku.
Okay.
My partner knows tech, so like that's where we started it off. So it's not Squarespace or like WordPress or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Like, because I would recommend, so as much as you can house on your site, the better. Right. So like I see a lot of people use like lead pages or landing pages, and like, well, those are okay. To me, that's not a long-term solution, right? Because we pay for these lead pages, these landing pages. It's like, the more you can house on your site and that you can actively own, the better in the long term. Because it's just going to, like, if you were to build that landing page right now on your site, I think it wouldn't be very hard at all. I mean, especially if your mate is pretty good at that, at building pages. And then that way you kind of get rid of that MailChimp version of it. And like, to be honest, that MailChimp website, like how it has that little picture of MailChimp in the corner, like it's just, it's missing a lot of your brand. Like you really lose the brand experience. That separate sort of site. So I would say, like, when you're creating new content and so forth, try to just keep it all on your site. So it's kind of one kind of home for all of your site or for all of your content that you own. Because I'm always thinking like long term, and I use a million different platforms and a million different software. So I'm like, how can I merge everything to me? So it's like you have less overhead expenses and more to put into your basketball camps.
Definitely.
All right, cool. So that was like so much information for you in a small amount of time. So in terms of your priorities, so I told you those three, and then I would say, like, also with your grant, like just give it some time. In terms of how these perform, they are quite slow. So I would say like the first, month, you might see a couple $100 be spent, right? Second month, you might get 1,000, 2,000. I tell people give it at least like 3 months to get it self going. So keeping that in mind, if you don't have 3 months to get it going, like in your case specifically, then you might have to implement a short-term solution that's paid, right? So either Facebook ads or Google ads, actual paid Google ads, to kind of get those signups in the interim before your grant starts pumping. So I always recommend like starting the grant in the down season. Like, of course, that would be the perfect scenario. But since you're rolling into your signups kind of now, I would really recommend, if there is like just a bit of budget, to just have a bit of paid behind it in the next month or two, just to get a bit of signups pushing through before your grant, because I don't want you to focus on your grant and get it all built, and then it takes 2 or 3 months down the track, the camps are already running, and it's like, oh gosh.
Definitely.
So just setting up expectations there. But once you do get your grant set up, you got everything, you're good to go. You're creating content frequently, like frequently, I say like maybe once a month, once every 2 months, it doesn't have to be that often. Then you will start to see a lot of clicks coming through to your website. Especially since you're so specific with your targeting. You have a specific cause, you have a specific target, and you have a specific geo or zip code targeting. So that's the it's really the makings for success, right? We just got to get the content, the bulky content in there. But you will, I think within, if you give it maybe, I don't know, so maybe 6-7 months and you're getting frequent content, you should start to see a good amount of people coming to site reading reading
Okay.
about you.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any questions on anything we went over?
I think one question, in terms of embedding the like sign up registration form onto our page, is there I'm not sure necessarily how to do that with still being able to collect all the data. Like, is that something Jotform would do, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, so you could, there's a few different ways you could do it. And I'm sure your mate that's really into the tech side of things, he would have loads of answers for you. But what you can do is have a shortened form. So that's like what I always recommend, like, 3 or 4 fields. And then you follow up with an email and get more information from them. I think that's the cheapest, the easiest. What you can do is you can click on like register and it can pop out to a light box that has all the form fills. But I think you'll find that people are not as willing to fill out forms if there's like more than 4 asks. So I always just like get the email, get what you need, follow up with them on email and get additional details.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So in terms of what I have to offer, so I think, so what my program is so I offer ad grant coaching. So it's like one-on-one coaching, just exactly like we did today. This kind of was more of like a coaching session. But yeah, so, and what this comes with is it's 5 coaching sessions. So we would work through, the conversions bit. We would then, work through keyword research together. So it's kind of like me helping you move through all of the stages. So with that program, you'll also get access to my ad grant course, which gives you like, starting from scratch to all the way to optimizing on a monthly basis and kind of what you need to have success with your grant. So that being said, my prices for this. So if you're looking at the ad grant coaching, so like the one-on-one sessions, that comes with 5. So that is going to be, I'm just loading it right now. Sorry.
No problem.
So that is $2,147. So 2,147.
Okay.
That is Australia dollars as well. So 2,147. So that looks like 1,500, give or take, for you.
Okay.
US dollars, the Australian dollars. So right now. But yeah, so if you are interested in that, let me know and then we can move forward. I'm booked out for the rest of the year, but if you wanted to move forward, that would look like us starting the 3rd week of January. So about the 9th or the 16th. So realistically, that's like the 2nd or 3rd. So 2nd or 3rd week of January. And then what we do is we'll come together, we'll make goals, and then I'll kind of determine what the 5 sessions will need to be about. And then we'll just kind of go through them as we go. And then, after that, you should have kind of everything sort of good to go. And then, it's just kind of up to you then at that point to, continue making the content, but I can check through that. We can choose keywords for the content. So, and I guess the benefit, one of the main benefits of my coaching course that no one else is doing is like, I split the load with you. So if we determine, okay, we need to do keyword research, I do half of it and you do half of it. So it's like, I actively take you on as a client. So it's not like I'm just barking at you to do things like some coaches do. It's like we work together. So that's one of the main benefits. So how does that sound to you?
Yeah, I think it definitely sounds like something I would be interested in. We are very small and like it's, this is kind of like a passion project at this point. So I'm really hoping towards the beginning of next year that we'll have some more sponsorships and some more money flow coming in, because this is definitely something that like I know we can use. It's kind of been like a very sluggish, like, okay, like I know how to do this, let me learn how to do the rest. And then like, that's kind of been how it is, just on my own for the most part, with my partner as well. But I definitely would be interested in continuing learning from you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And so I guess like the the cheaper option that I have is if you just want the course. So then you can just have, it comes with like over 10 hours of training, over 20 checklists, and a few bonuses in there. It gives you a bit of a separate mini course on optimizations as well. So you can just purchase the course if you want to kind of take it and, work through it at your pace. Again, it doesn't really come with any support. So it's kind of just take it and do it on your own. So it just depends how you feel about courses these days. But that option for you would be around, let's see, so 1147. So that would be give or take around $700 US.
Okay.
So that is, about a little bit, about half of the coaching. So if you want to, that is an option as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to think about it and see where we're at, probably towards around the same dates you spoke of, around mid-January. And then hopefully we can continue together.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just tell you, I guess like my goal, like as an organization, like, or as I guess a solopreneur is like, I just want to help as many organizations as I can, right? So like if we're not a good fit to work together for whatever reason, like follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook. Like I upload blogs every few weeks. So it's like I have so much free content. And, I post a lot of these meetings that I have with other organizations as well that could be in the same boat as you. So I do have a lot of free options as well. If you like aren't really to that, purchase decision yet. But I would love to help you, because at the end of the day, like your success, right, is more important to me than, getting the sale. So I want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm definitely gonna check out your YouTube and just continue to follow along. And then hopefully, getting with a coaching sessions going with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you get all of your coworkers writing all these beautiful blogs, then oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on the session with me today. And just like letting me take a bit of a peek into your organization and how you guys run. So I hope it was beneficial for you.
It definitely was. I appreciate you and your time.
Okay, absolutely. Enjoy the freezing cold weather in Chicago.
And stay warm in Australia.
Always. All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye-bye.